getting inside tips on making an omelet right now. I'm taking advantage of him being here and commercial break. They say if you want to make an omelet, you've got to break a few eggs. Okay, but then what, right? And how do you want it, if you want it fluffy, and how do you get the fold in? Chef John Selick is here to teach us how to do this. He is the executive chef at University Hospital's Ahuja Medical Center. Thanks for being with us today.
Thanks for having me.
Now, you're making some fancy omelets, but let's just talk about Omelet 101. Where do you start? We know
Cracking
we start
some
with
eggs.
eggs.
This actually, it's funny, cracking eggs. This is how I became a chef. I was a waiter at the Ritz-Carlton Riverview Room, and one time during brunch, there was a shortage in the kitchen, and the chef was like, want to make omelets? And I have no idea how to cook. So he gets out there, and he was giving me this lesson about how to get your pan hot, add oil, and then add the ingredients, wait for the sizzle, and it was like this 10-minute demonstration of how to cook an egg, and I was like, this is what I want to do. Being a chef is where it's
and
at.
they do it well there when they have the omelet station
and
set
so
up.
to this day, when I do interviews, people say, what's your favorite thing to cook? I always say eggs, because it's like the first thing I really learned how to cook. So
Well, they're so good, and they're so good for you.
So we're going to just do a basic omelet, and I cracked 4 medium eggs. 3 large is fine, but I had mediums.
And so you whisk these up?
Whisk them up.
Okay.
And I'm going to add a little bit of water, and you can use milk. Doesn't really matter.
That's what we were just talking about. I saw your water here, and I went, I usually use milk. Is that?
Milk makes it a little richer. I like the water because it's less calories, but really what it does is it helps it create some steam, and that makes it fluffy.
No kidding.
I mean, so if you didn't have it, and add a little salt. If you don't have eggs, it's fine too. Like if you didn't have water or milk, you can have none of it.
And a little pepper.
I grew up really poor, so my mom would add like a lot of water to stretch it out.
Sure.
And it didn't taste so good. But
no, not so much.
So
you could do water, or even like skim milk.
Just a touch of milk, right. So this is less calories, and like I said, it just really helps create the effect of fluffiness.
Okay.
And once it's mixed up, I want to get the pan like a medium-high heat. Now this is also a key where I think a lot of people make a mistake is they don't get the pan hot enough because the heat creates the steam, and that makes it fluffy.
Okay.
And it should be kind of fast too. And once you're mixed up, I think you can add
I'm
it with the oil to be a little thin, and we'll just go ahead and go right on in. And you hear that sizzle, you know you're going to be in good shape.
Okay.
So I'm going to do a twist on a mushroom spinach omelet and cheese by using kale. Farmer Lee Jones sent me some exotic mushrooms.
Lee Jones. What
really
kind
good
of
guy.
mushrooms did he send you? These are gorgeous.
Maitake, little gnocchis, and you know there's black trumpets in there, and all kinds of stuff. So you know, good stuff. I chopped them up. I sautéed them with some kale. The recipe's on Fox 8. I submitted it.
I noticed a lot of the grocery stores too. They'll kind of already have a mixture of mushrooms, so you can just buy one little box and you'll get a couple different flavors.
And those are good things. So you see we're starting to go, and you'll see the eggs start to cook here on the edge. You just sort of want to push it into this middle, and you know, even lift the plate and bring the raw eggs back to where they were.
So it doesn't have to be completely flat?
It doesn't have to be completely flat, no, because you'll bring the shape back.
Oh, okay.
And it's cooking rather quickly, and I even see it getting a little fluffy.
I'll tell you what, that's what I do wrong. I let it just sit, and then I notice it's cooking too much on the bottom.
Kind of move it around a little bit. See, I'm lifting the
inside.
pan, and once the eggs are starting to set, and I got pretty good heat, so I don't, you know, if you want the omelet brown, that's personal taste. There's nothing wrong with that. My wife likes it a little darker than I do. I like it a little more yellow, but once I get here, and I could stop here, but I'll do just a little flip. Turn off the heat.
You make that look so easy.
That's what they pay me for. And if you want to add some goat cheese to it.
That, you know, I do. I'm starting to make my eggs even scrambled and just sunny side up. I'll put some goat cheese on it.
Yeah, goat cheese is where it's at. Now, what I like to do with the omelet here, I think we miss at breakfast time, the standard breakfast, I think we missed the chance to eat vegetables. So usually I like to serve this with, say, a side of sauteed spinach or asparagus when it's in season. You know, the classic breakfast is, you know,
and I had
sausage,
asked you this mushrooms.
potatoes.
This is so beautiful. And I said, is that kale?
That is
kale.
Kale and mushrooms and goat cheese. Now, this is the omelet I'm going to make this Saturday in Tremont at the Pilgrim Church for the Secondhand Mutts fundraiser.
Right. That is just gorgeous.
There's going to be 6 celebrity chefs, and we're all going to bring a specialty omelet in addition to a standard omelet station. And I'm going to bring this kale mushroom omelet with goat cheese, and we're just going to use the pan here to fold it over. So I'm using the pan.
So that's how you do the perfect fold, just with the pan.
Just with the pan.
You taught us so much with that. I really, knowing that you can keep moving it around and not just let it sit there is key.
And just make it, this is a roasted tomato sauce, and you know, just more vegetables. Because like I said, I think we missed the boat at breakfast not eating vegetables.
So you're getting a ton of protein, all the vegetables, and then even adding all the cheese in there, even more healthy protein.
Right, and if you wanted to make this even healthier, egg white is a classic way to lose cholesterol, but it's kind of boring, so maybe do 2 eggs and 2 egg whites. So it's like half the cholesterol, but it's still satisfying like a regular omelet is.
You don't miss it. You really don't. And especially with the cheese or any of the vegetables, it's not like you feel like you're missing
It's absolutely
something.
delicious.
Okay, so we want to tell you why there's this adorable picture of this cute dog here. Chef John Selick's omelet making skills will be on display this Saturday to benefit, as you mentioned, the Secondhand Mutts. It's an adoption center. John's going to be cooking from 9 to 1 at the 5th annual Pancake Barkfeast. And local celebrity chef omelet station at the Pilgrim Congregational Church Dining Hall on West 14th Street in Cleveland. We have a link to buy more tickets and for more information on fox8.com. Look under Seen on TV, and you'll get the recipe and everything that he did here today. We want to thank Chef.
Thank you. Bring your families. Make the best brunch in town on Saturday.
Fantastic.
We have Anna Harris is going to be there. Matt Harlan from B-Spot. We have a couple celebrity chefs going to be there. Pete Joyce. So there's going to be a lot of us working omelet stations, and we all have our specialty omelets, or we can just make your favorite.
How fun.
We'll be ready to go.
All right, sounds good. Thanks for teaching us this. We really appreciate it. Great job. And thanks to Farmer Lee Jones, too.
Of course.
Mushrooms look great. All right, we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back with much more on Fox 8. Stay close.